Hey everyone, my name is Ayush, and the topic of today's presentation is about cryptocurrencies. We all have heard a lot about cryptocurrencies and have different perspectives of it. Some believe it to be the future of the economy, while some believe it to be just a scam to make quick money. But very few people understand why it exists and how it functions. So let's discuss all of this today. As you can see, we have a lot to cover today. We will discuss about history and why were these currencies created in the first place. Then we will also cover the fundamentals of Bitcoin and the blockchain technology and establish how mining is the backbone of all cryptocurrencies. After that, we will also be taking a look at the challenges faced by crypto and the motivation behind it, and a lot more. So let's start with the most basic question. What is cryptocurrency? At first, there was bartering, then came cash. Eventually, plastic cards were treated like cash, and now there are cryptocurrencies. A cryptocurrency is a digital currency that operates in a decentralized manner and uses encryption. In other words, no central bank or government regulates this currency. It's decentralized. It's digital in that it is virtual, not like physical money. And it uses security features like encryption or cryptography in order to avoid counterfeiters and secure transactions and generate the units of currency. So now we have established what cryptocurrency is. Let's look at the history on how they came into existence and more importantly, why. Bitcoin originated with a white paper that was published in 2008 under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. It was published via a mailing list for cryptography and has a similar appearance to an academic paper. The original motivation behind Bitcoin was to develop a cash like payment system that permitted electronic transactions but also included many of the advantages and characteristics of physical cash. The crazy part of this is no one knows the exact details of who created this cryptocurrency. Now, let's talk why they were created in the first place. Bitcoin, the first cryptocurrency, was created in the week of 2008 financial crisis, which hit the world's economic systems hard. People were upset at banks and governments for a wide variety of reasons. One of these reasons was that the citizens had to trust banks and governments, things completely outside of their control, with their hard earned money. On top of that, regular people could have their financial assets like cash seized or frozen for any reason by almost anyone, including companies and foreign governments. So, in essence, you didn't fully control your money before cryptocurrencies came about. Now, that doesn't sound very rational to me, does it? Well, whoever created Bitcoin didn't think so either. The power of a person's money should, and in effect, lie with the person who earned it, instead of the bank that keeps it or the government that has the power to seize it. Thus, Bitcoin was created as a way for people to engage in financial transactions without relying on banks or governments. Now that we understand the reason why cryptocurrencies were created, let's talk about Bitcoin and the blockchain network and try to understand how these currencies function. Bitcoin is a virtual monetary unit and therefore has no physical representation. A Bitcoin unit is divisible and can be divided into 100 million Satoshi, the smallest fraction of a Bitcoin. The Bitcoin blockchain is a data file that carries the record of all past Bitcoin transactions, including the creation of new Bitcoin units. It is often referred to as the ledger of Bitcoin. The Bitcoin blockchain consists of sequence of blocks where each block builds upon its predecessor and contains information about new Bitcoin transactions. Let's understand blockchain and how it is the backbone of every cryptocurrency. The blockchain is nothing more than transactions being recorded in a block. A block is nothing more than just a bunch of text which contains the signature of the previous block, linking them together in a chain, just like a linked list. As transactions get administered in a distributed, totally decentralized way, we can see the rise of a new way to store and exchange information, not unlike that of a new internet. Now, we understand what a cryptocurrency is and how it functions. But one question remains: how are new coins added to the network? They are added via mining. Bitcoin mining is the process by which new bitcoins are entered into circulation. This is also the way network confirms new transaction and is a critical component of the blockchain ledger's maintenance and development. Mining is performed using sophisticated hardware that solves an extremely complex computational math problem. The first computer to find the solution to the problem receives the next block of Bitcoin, and the process begins again. Let's look at the size of the crypto economy so that we can also get an idea like if it's a scam or it is something serious that we need to consider for our future. The global market cap of crypto is around $1.7 trillion, which is almost half of the Indian GDP. At the peak of trading prices, it was almost worth as much as the Indian GDP for 2021. Average price of a Bitcoin over the last 6 months has been around $47,300, which does not seem like a scam. Let's look at a few challenges faced by all virtual currencies. First and foremost being creation of a virtual note. How was it created in the first place? How do you prevent inflation? Like, what prevents anyone from creating a lot of Bitcoin and just getting rich? Validation. Is the coin legit? And how do you prevent a coin from double spending? Bitcoin takes an infrastructureless approach. It relies on proof of work instead of trust. And there is no central bank or clearinghouse if the transaction fails. To solve the problems mentioned in the last slide, we take a look at the proof instead of trust motivation for Bitcoin. Current online transactions rely on a trusted party, for example Visa and MasterCard. They take some risks, manage frauds, and get paid a fees for all the transactions. Buyer and seller protection in online transactions. For example, buyer pays but seller doesn't deliver, solved by using an escrow account. Buyer's protection. Seller delivers, buyer pays, but buyers make a claim. Visa refunds the payment and the payment is reversed. Either the seller is penalized or the Visa charges more fees to handle these cases. Some behaviors are fraudulent. Bitcoin gets rid of the trusted middleman by being able to directly show that the cryptographic proof that the money is being transferred. So there is no need of middlemen and we do not have to rely on any trusted party, be it the banks or the government, to secure our transaction. Now, the main question arises is what makes the cryptocurrency special, because our everyday lives are going just fine with cash and online transactions. Like, there is little to no transactional costs, so we do not need a middleman to handle these, for example, Visa and MasterCard. You have 24/7 access to your money. There is no limit on purchase and withdrawal, and freedom for anyone to use, even without a bank account. International transactions are way faster because you do not have to go through the governments, the banks, and a million other regulations that are required to send money abroad. Naturally, the question arises, are these currencies safe? Well, the answer is yes. Transactions done using cryptocurrencies are highly secure. There is a chance of earning huge amounts when compared to mutual funds or share market, but it comes with a high risk because the volatility of the market is very high. Either we earn high returns or lose what we have. There are some disadvantages to cryptocurrencies too. One of the biggest advantage and drawback of cryptocurrency is security. There are stories where exchanges are hacked and people who held coins in those exchanges lost everything. There are a lot of people with less experience and knowledge, which leads to huge losses. Since it is a fully digitalized, there is a technical difficulty such as network issues and much more, which makes it a newer technology and sure as hell there is a learning curve to it. So, if there is a risk to cryptocurrencies, can you trust them? Well, of course, yes. Cryptocurrencies are very safe if you are informed with the right knowledge and tools and willing to take the risks. As the number of Bitcoin available is less and the number of bidders are very large, so the value will automatically increase with time. That's it. Thank you.